Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. It is Tuesday, January 16th, and Joe Biden, good old Joey, the geriatric, the child sniffer, the guy that falls up a flight of stairs, hits a golf ball backwards, fights with his teleprompter every single time. 3 years in the running, that teleprompter is undefeated, is still the worst president in American history. Folks, I hope you're doing well because we got a banger of a show for you. Hit that like and subscribe button. The question of the day is, who do you think Donald Trump's VP pick should be? I know we covered this before. A lot of you were saying Carrie Lake way back in the day, but who do you think it should be now? Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Tim Cotton, heck, I don't know. Let us know in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Well, folks, our lead story of the day is regarding Republicans not having the cojones when it comes to the Bidens. So Hunter Biden pulls this maneuver on Republicans last week, smacks them right upside their damn heads, and I said, what's the response going to be? I told you I'd keep you updated. And what is their response? House Republicans offered to accommodate, the accommodations, to accommodate Hunter Biden with new subpoenas. Oh, they're going to take good care of him, folks. Good care of him. House Republicans said on Sunday they were willing to accommodate Hunter Biden by agreeing to subpoena him again for the impeachment inquiry into his father, President Joe Biden, after he refused to comply with the last round. Republicans are soft, you guys. Republicans are soft. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. Because look what Republicans are doing with the border. They're allowing as well 10 million people to pour across. You may go, well, Brad, that's a little egregious. That's a little rough. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're going to allow the government to continue to go. We're going to continue to spend trillions of dollars we don't have, and you're still going to have millions of people pour across the border because Republicans don't care. I'm a registered Republican. I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a fiscal conservative at heart, but Republicans are weak, and we keep electing these weakos into office. They don't have our interests in line. So Oversight Chairman James Comer and Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan wrote to Hunter Biden's attorney welcoming the first son's newfound willingness to testify before Congress in a deposition under subpoena. Quote, although the committee subpoenas are lawful and remain legally enforceable as an accommodation to Mr. Biden, and at your request, we are prepared to issue subpoenas compelling Mr. Biden's appearance at a deposition on a new date in the coming weeks. No. It's enforceable. Why don't you act upon it and show that, hey, you know what? You can't pull this type of stunt because you just got slapped up your side of your damn head, Comer and Jordan, like right upside of the head, and you took it. And you took it. And now you're allowing this to happen. I mean, you look like Chris Rock getting smacked right upside your damn head and Hunter Biden's Will Smith, and you do nothing. You do nothing. You have a letter that was wrote to chairman on Friday after the oversight and judiciary panels approved resolutions to hold his client in contempt of Congress for defying subpoenas in November. But don't worry, guys. They're going to accommodate Hunter Biden, take good care of him, everything. What the hell? Honestly, does anybody agree with this? Does anybody in the chat agree with this? Or do you think something more serious should happen to Hunter for doing what he did? I think a little serious, more serious should happen, but it's not going to. As you see, it's not going to. The lawyer said Hunter Biden would appear for a deposition or hearing in compliance with a proper subpoena since the House voted for formally authorizing the impeachment inquiry last month. Look, you know what? He pulls a stunt like that, and then you have your lawyer write something back, and now we're going to play all lovey-dovey. Oh, you know, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You just basically gave us the middle finger, and we're going to make sure we accommodate you. So I told you I'd keep you updated. This is what Republicans are pulling, this shenanigans right here, because they don't have the balls to do what's necessary right now to enforce what just took place. So I'll make sure I keep that updated for you guys. Also, in other news, folks, something I said would happen. We have a new book coming out here, folks. Actually, already is out, and it comes from a fellow conservative. It is called The Adventures of Waffle Daddy and Short Stack. Waffle Daddy meets Short Stack. Folks, a lot of books out there are written by the progressive left that you can't trust, that are going to throw critical race theory in there. They're going to manipulate your child in some way, shape, or form. You need to be able to find books that you could trust, that are going to teach values that you agree with. This is written by a conservative. It is my best friend. And right here, you can get it for $9.99. I would love your support on this, folks. Even if for our members, if you're going, hey, you know what? I can't get it. I'm already subscribed to your channel. I pay for membership. Hey, you know what? take a month off and support a fellow patriot, a fellow conservative here. This is a book that says Welcome Daddy, or Welcome Daddy, Waffle Daddy has become a new dad with the arrival of his little short stack. The series follows the adventures of a man becoming a father as his son grows up and encounters new scenarios, situations, and fun adventures. Read along as you watch the bond between father and son flourish and how each grows through every new experience. This is a book, folks, that is written by a Christian. It's a person of faith. It's going to teach your son or daughter about patience, learning how to share. It's going to turn into a series. Right now, you can only get it on Kindle, but the plan is to hopefully reinvest the money that's made off of this child's book and make it into a series, get the hardcover and paperback. That way you could read it in person rather than just off a Kindle. But again, I would love your support. Great man, great father, and again, great patriot to this country. So again, if you can head over there and support the man, the link is in the description below. Again, The Adventures of Waffle Daddy and Short Stack, available on Amazon. Pick up yourself a copy today, please. I bought multiple. I'm guilty as charged, because I love supporting patriots. I love supporting those that share our values. And because the left supports the left, that's why the left is growing. If we want to beat out the left in our culture wars, we got to support fellow patriots like this man right here. Again, link is in the description. Get yourself a copy today. Well, folks, speaking of stuff that's going on with our government right now, you got Texas. Military refutes Democrat congressman's claim that it did not try to save drowning illegal aliens. So the Texas Military Department shot down claims over the weekend from Henry Cuellar that it did not assist in rescue efforts of migrants who were drowning in the Rio Grande River as they tried to enter the U.S. illegally. So just off face value, if you heard a story that somebody was drowning and that our military was just sitting back and watching them, it just doesn't even sound like something our military personnel would do. Like, already red flags are going off because it's like, who the hell would do that? A lot of people would go out of their way to stop this kind of thing from happening. So 3 migrants, a female adult and 2 children, drowned near Shelby Park in Eagle Pass on Friday night while attempting to cross the river. Quote, Border Patrol attempted to contact the Texas Military Department, the Texas National Guard, the DPS command post by telephone to relay the information, but were unsuccessful. Border Patrol agents then made a physical contact with the Texas Military Department and the Texas National Guard at the Shelby Park entrance gate and verbally relayed the information. However, Texas Military Department soldiers stated they would not grant access to the migrants, even in the event of an emergency, and that they would send a soldier to investigate the situation. Earlier today, Saturday, January 13th, 2024, the 3 migrant bodies were recovered by Mexican authorities. Border Patrol personnel were forced out of Shelby Park earlier this week by the Texas National Guard under the order of Greg Abbott. So now, again, the blame game's happening. It's all Republicans' fault. None of this is Joe Biden's fault. Look, these people would have never crossed in the first place. They would have never tried to make this trek if Joe Biden actually was putting out a message of, hey, you know what? The border's secure. Don't even bother trying it. There's a legal process. Here's the process that you need to follow. Go back to your home country, seek asylum there, and then try to do the necessary steps of becoming a citizen and coming the legal way. But he doesn't want to do that. He'd rather have 10 million people pour across the borders, commit acts that would lead to somebody dying, whether that's trying to be smuggled, dealing with the cartel, violent gang members, smuggling drugs across the border. I mean, you name it, whatever's taking place there, that's an atrocity that's leading to people dying. You know, Joe Biden is partially to blame for this because of, again, his messaging, his lack of wanting to enforce the laws that are in the books, those things like that. But don't be fooled here. Karine Jean-Pierre is going to use this. She's going to use this messaging and say, look what Republicans are doing. Look at what Texas Republicans are doing right now that's leading to death of migrants, which is going to be an astonishing spin, but she'll do it. Oh, she'll do it. Why? Because that's what evil looks like, folks. That's what evil looks like when you lie to the American people and try to spin narratives that are your fault, but you're going to spin it on somebody else and blame somebody else because they love playing the blame game. They're never going to blame themselves. They'll blame Xi, Putin, Republicans, Trump. I mean, hell, anybody for their problems that they created. The Texas Military Department quickly disputed the claim, saying that they received word that the migrants who were in distress at the same time the Border Patrol agents. TMD had a unit in the vicinity of the boat ramp and actively searched the river with lights and night vision goggles. No migrants were observed. I mean, what more do you want them to do? At approximately 9:45 p.m., TMD observed a group of Mexican authorities responding to an incident on the Mexico side of the riverbank. TMD reported their observations back to the Border Patrol, and they confirmed that the Mexican authorities required no additional assistance. So Democrats are making it seem like they never went out and did anything, that they just sat there, well, we couldn't get a hold of them, and then we relayed the information to them in person, verbally or non-verbally. Hell, who the hell knows really what took place? And going, oh, well, look what they did. They didn't do anything about it because they hate illegal immigrants. Look at them not wanting to help people drowning in a river. See the manipulation that's going on? It's really disgusting stuff. It really is. So they're going to try to do the blame game here. And if that wasn't enough, you also have a border congressman revealing he's seen evidence of terror threat on the southern border, which is not a shock to any of us. I mean, we know that there's hundreds of people that are known terrorists that have been apprehended at the border, and there's unknown terrorists that are inside the country present time, of which DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, at one point in time on Brett Byers' show, being questioned by Congressman Jim Jordan, was asked about these terrorists that he knew about. He didn't know exactly where they were. Yes. So all in line with the fact that Iran, the Houthis, these terrorist organization, Hezbollah, wants to use our southern border to commit a terrorist attack. The evidence is there. We've seen the intelligence. We talked about it here on the show. You also have China nationals coming through our southern border illegally as well. And guess what Joe Biden's doing with those? Guess what Joe Biden's doing with all of these? Yeah, they're letting them in. No, you're right. Oh, yeah. Upwards of 85% or higher are being let into the interior of the country. Tony Gonzalez, a Republican of Texas, said during an interview this week that he has seen evidence of serious terrorist threats on our U.S. southern border. Democrats don't want to do a damn thing. Gonzalez, whose district covers more than 800 miles of the U.S. border with Mexico, told Margaret Hoover on Firing Line that while he cannot discuss the classified intelligence that he's seen, it keeps him up at night. At the very beginning of this and throughout, I always felt that maybe that was the nexus that could unite us. Because once again, when a terrorist action happens, it kills all Americans. Again, Democrat or Republicans. They're just trying to kill Americans, not Republicans or Democrats or any of these other things. They're just trying to kill Americans, folks. And the left can't get it through their head. Well, these people just want a better life. Yes, I agree. Again, it's nuanced. There are people that are coming here illegally that actually do want to assimilate to our creed, to our value system, and all those things. Okay, yes. But there's also people, you knuckleheads, you lefties, that don't want to do that. And so how do you siphon through all these people? Through a process. These people don't want to do the process, which should raise alarm bells in your mind of whether they want to assimilate into our country or not. Why are they breaking the law just to come here for work? Why is their life so much worse than somebody else's in a different part of the world that's trying to do it legally? Alarm bells. Some of these people are terrorists. Some of these people are spies. Some of these people want to hurt you, but the left don't get that. As to why they don't get it, still haven't figured out. Trust me, I tried to meditate on this stuff. I don't understand. I don't know if their social milieu, their life, they grew up in a bubble. They grew up with not understanding the atrocities that happen around the world. Maybe they haven't been shown the disturbances of people being headed, blown to smithereens, their brains falling out of their skull through a car bomb. I don't know. Or when somebody commits a suicide through a vest, their head has to be found somewhere else in the city because it blew off. That's what happens with a suicide. Their head blows off. Again, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know why they don't understand this. They just think everybody's nice, fine, and dandy, wants to be A-okay living in this country, coming from parts of the world that we don't even freaking know. But he said the solution to solving the crisis at the border is simple. People need to get to the point where they say enough is enough. It's not bad enough. We did an entire episode on it. It's not bad enough, folks. The crime isn't bad enough. The illegal immigration isn't bad enough. The fentanyl killing your children isn't bad enough. The CRT that's happening in our education system isn't bad enough. What's going on with Ukraine and Russia isn't bad enough. What's happening with Israel isn't bad enough. What's happening with Iran isn't bad enough. What's happening with China isn't bad enough. I mean, nothing is bad enough to Americans. Do you notice that? Yeah, I'm hounding Americans right now. At what point is it bad enough where people wake the freaking up? When it impacts them, that's when. When you have Democrats voting for this illegal immigration, when you have Democrats voting for Biden, people like Kamala Harris, people like Gavin Newsom, all these knuckleheads in these lefty cities, and then when it actually starts to impact them, as Democrats start going, hey, well, you're kicking out our children out of school. They're going to remote learning. Yeah, what'd you think was going to happen, you knucklehead? Oh my God, my taxes went up. Now I'm having to pay for illegal immigrants. Yes, speaking of New York and Chicago, yes, you are. That's what happens when you vote that way. You see what happens? Are you able to connect the two now? Are you able to make sense and meaning of what happens when you vote for the Democrats that allow your house to be robbed and that you're the one that gets sued for the robbery, even though you didn't rob your own house? The other guy did, and the other guy goes off scotch-free, and now the other guy's putting a civil suit on you, so you have to pay him money on top of you probably going to jail because you shot him in the left leg? You might be going, well, Brad, that seems pretty extreme. Yeah, because it's happened. It's happened. Your store gets ransacked, and you're the one whose insurance goes through the roof. Law-abiding citizens are getting reamed by the Democrat Party, and those same law-abiding citizens that are getting done from behind are still voting Democrat. If Trump pulled this on me, do you think I would be voting for Trump again? If Trump was allowing this crime to happen, if Trump was going out there and allowing open borders, you think I would vote for the guy? No. If every Republican was pulling this type of crap, I would vote Democrat or independent or just not vote at all. But like I said, they love this stuff. They love this stuff. So you got this crap happening at the border. They don't want to seize it up. You got the Mexican drug cartels taking place here, which he's speaking on. And if that wasn't enough, Texas seizes control of a park, blocks Border Patrol from entering as part of anti-illegal immigration efforts, which is a good freaking move. They've had enough. The state has had a freaking enough. 3 years of this. Millions of people pouring across the border. The fact that Texas is still like surviving financially is honest to God. I can't even compute that. Chicago's infrastructure is falling apart because of illegal immigration. Nothing even remotely near what Texas has gone through. You have New York City asking the federal government to bail them out. Their entire infrastructure has collapsed. Their education system collapsed. They don't know what to do. So the Texas National Guard here has seized control of a park at the U.S. southern border and is now blocking Border Patrol from entering the area. Good. Part of an effort to stop the surge of illegal immigration into Texas, and a move likely to significantly increase tension between Governor Greg Abbott and the federal government. Who cares? You think Texas gives two about the federal government at this point? They're the Lone Star, baby. There's a reason why. There's a reason why they want to remove themselves from the union. They don't put up with this crap. Who cares if they have tensions with the federal government? The federal government's screwing them over. You think they give two fucks? I'm sorry for cussing, but you know what? If a guy's sitting there and constantly being an a-hole to you, flipping you off, cussing you and your wife out and all this other stuff, are you going to go help them, or do you care that there's a tension? You don't care that there's a tension between the two. The person's making your life miserable. They're giving you the bird. They're not helping you. Abbott doesn't give a crap about the federal government, nor should he. Nor should he. The state government has taken control of Shelby Park in the city of Eagle Pass, Texas, which again has been ran over by illegal immigrants, which has been at the center of the migrant crisis that has engulfed the U.S. border authorities and has now set up a razor wire and fences to block off the area. But remember, Democrats are doing everything they possibly can, you guys. They would never hinder Republicans from securing the border. Oh, wait, lawsuit about razor wire. Oh, wait, lawsuit about using buoys. Oh, wait, lawsuit about arresting illegal immigrants for coming here illegally and breaking the law and then deporting them. Got it. Sure, it sounds like Democrats are the ones that are giving Republicans the problem, but that's not the messaging coming out from the White House, is it? No, White House says it's all Republicans' fault, folks. It's all our fault for trying to secure the border and protect Americans. You're the second-class citizen here. The illegal immigrants are the first class. Democrats take care of everybody else before they take care of Americans. Now, they'll say otherwise. They'll say they put Americans first, but that's not what their actions say. Oh, well, Brad, where's the proof? I don't know. Given humanitarian aid upwards of $6 billion to Iran that funds terrorist organizations like the Houthis, who just committed 127 plus attacks on our vessels in the Red Sea, both allies and ours. I don't know, tried to bomb us with their drones, tried to and did go after our military installations in Iraq. Gee, God, what else? Is threatening to commit terrorist attacks on U.S. soil. Gee, there's a few right there. I don't know, giving money to Ukraine. That's a corrupt government. We actually can't track where $1 billion of 1.69 billion of military equipment is. Gee, I don't know. Those are just kind of off the cuff things. But again, everything's Republicans' fault, you guys. In the same way, when gas went up in prices, it was Putin's fault. In the same way, when your grocery bill went through the roof, it was because of COVID. It was China's fault, supply chain issues. But there is some truth to that. But at the end of the day, it's because Joe Biden. At the end of the day, it's what Joe Biden says. The fact that he wanted to remove the fossil fuel industry. He said it many times on his campaign trail. He said it many times during his presidency. But then when things go south with gas prices, when things go south on energy, he's going to blame everybody else. So you got this crap going on here with the razor wire and the fences. In other words, Texas being sued by our federal government. But don't worry. Oh, it's going to create tensions with the federal government. Cares. Eagle Pass mayor said he was informed that the decision was made as part of Abbott's emergency declaration. And he told reporters it was not something the city had requested. And he said its understanding is that the Border Patrol was now not in the area as a result. Good. Okay. Well, you know what? If you're going to have Border Patrol and Texas kind of butt heads, that's fine. If the problem gets solved, I don't care. because Texas is getting reamed right now. In a statement, the Texas Military Department said it was maintained a presence in the park since 2021, including with security points and temporary barriers. The current posture is to prepare for future illegal immigrant surges and to restrict access to organizations that perpetuate illegal immigrant crossings in the park and greater Eagle Pass area. So you got Abbott doing his job, but Biden doesn't like that, folks. Biden doesn't like that one bit. So Biden admin demands Texas relinquish border park targeted by illegal immigrants. You just heard me do an entire rant how the Biden administration is giving the bird to Texas and doing everything they possibly can. Federal government's doing everything they possibly can to stop illegal immigration. Then you have this happening. The Department of Homeland Security is demanding that Texas relinquish control of a border park in the Texas National Guard occupied last week as part of the state's crackdown on illegal immigration, which is interesting because I was told that Texas kind of had security in this area since 2021. So why are they saying crackdown since last week? That's weird. In a cease and desist order to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, provided by NBC News, the DHS said that the Texas National Guard needs to cede control of Shelby Park and Eagle Pass back to the Border Patrol. Fuck, they will. I hope Abbott just gives the biggest bird to Joe Biden in the federal government right now. There have been surges of illegal immigrants coming into Texas through Shelby Park, and Texas has argued that federal officials have only exacerbated the crisis, leading the state to block off access to the area to federal agents. Good. So what you're having right now is you have the federal government, agents, boots on the ground, telling Texas state officials what to do and not to do because federal supersedes state, right? So you have this conflict going on, and good, because states need to start rising up to this crap, or else you're just going to keep getting roughshod. The recent actions by the state of Texas has impeded operations of Border Patrol. Oh, you want to know what those operations are? Probably allowing 85% and upwards, according to DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, to be allowed into the interior of the country. That's what the impeding process is right there. But don't worry, Karine Jean-Pierre and Joe Biden have you covered, folks. Karine Jean-Pierre and Joe Biden have this all taken care of. The border is secure, according to DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. His words for the last 3 years. Those actions conflict with authorities and duties of the Border Patrol under federal law and are preempted under the supremacy clause of the Constitution, which is why I said, federal authorities reign supreme over the state. Supersedes. Texas actions also improperly seek to regulate the federal government. DHS General Counsel Jonathan Mayer wrote to Paxton, while Texas has claimed that it has reopened the use of Shelby Park to the public, it continues to prevent Border Patrol from entering and from using the area under the adjacent port of entry where Border Patrol has certain property stored for use when migrants are apprehended. Yeah, that property that's stored is just buses, planes, whatever we could do to shuffle these people into the interior of the country. That's the equipment, right? That's the right here, the certain property stored, I bet, you know what I mean? Maybe it's more of that baby formula that was a huge shortage where illegal immigrants were getting baby formula before Americans were. Y'all remember that one? See how there's just so much crap here that it's tough to even recall and remember all the terrible things that happened under Joe Biden's regime, we'll call it. It's there's so much crap that has happened under this guy that it's almost hard to quantify and hold on to it in your brain and store it there. It's wild. The DHS wants Texas to remove all barriers, not some, all barriers to access they put up in the park and give the federal government access to the area. No way in hell, Greg, don't do it. Don't do it, brother, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to get effed. Right here, right in the booty. They're going to give it to you, Greg, and everybody else in Texas. It said it would consider all options to end Texas control of the area if Texas does not follow try it. You know what? Try it. See what happens. And I hope Texas steps up to the plate, baby. And I hope they show that they ain't messing around. Don't give them 1 inch because the Bidens will take a freaking mile, folks. The federal government will take a mile. If you're in Texas, you've given them too much already. Okay? You've given them too much already. You guys are getting so reamed, it is head spinning. And reamed, Americans, no matter who you are, Democrat, Republican, this is what happens. Illegal immigrant killed a child in 2019. The serial drunk driver was already released from prison. This is just one example. It happens everywhere. Deported 6 times, still let loose in the interior of the country, commits a mass crime, and Democrats go, well, he was just trying to live a good life, he was just trying to make it. The guy just wanted to, come here for work. Bunch of idiots on the left, man. They're so stupid. They're amongst the stupidest, really. They are the dumbest people that I walk this earth. They're NPCs is what I call them. An illegal immigrant who killed an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old. While drunk driving, just wants a good life, you guys. He's a good guy. Drunk driving. God, that pisses me off, man. You're gonna drink and drive, and you're already here illegally, and you're gonna pull I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay. Drunk driving his BMW through California, was released from prison back in the United States after less than 3 years. Only to be arrested again for reoffending when he was again released on bail. This dude was arrested for DUI by the California Highway Patrol, which makes sense why he was released on bail. There is no cash bail in the state of California. In Fresno on November 12, 2023, despite having been sentenced to 6 years in prison on August 11th for manslaughter for drunkenly speeding a BMW into a family of 3 at 100 miles an hour, killing 8-year-old Maverick, was that Martin? But don't worry, you guys. Nobody bad here. Everybody wants to simulate. Everybody wants to do well. This guy's just here for work, folks. That's a guy that's just here for work. He's here to assimilate to our creed, our values, freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, the Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, all these things. He's just here for good old work, folks. He's a law-abiding citizen. Really, because that's not what this said up here. The left. That's not what that said. So you know what? This would have never happened if the guy wasn't allowed to be here in the first place. If you would have secured the border, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to vet these people. You don't want to do any of that. As you can tell, I'm trying my best to be calm right now. The boy's father says it's beyond frustrating, tracking the man through the legal system as his family grieves its son. It is not even the 5-year anniversary of Maverick's February 20th, 2019 death. Now, I hate to say this, okay? And it's going to come off very cold-hearted, but that's not my intention. Scott, who'd you vote for? I always ask that, and you guys know this. It doesn't matter if it's a death like this. Who'd you vote for? And nor am I saying that your son deserved this. That is furthest from the truth. And you see how much I'm having to contain my composure right now, of how pissed I am that this happened to a fellow American and even a child. Even a child. That should have never happened. This gentleman should have never been here in the first place. Your son should still be here 5 years later. You can thank Biden for that. You can thank DHS Secretary Alejandro Marquez for that. You can thank what's going on at the southern border for that. It's bullshit. And I agree, man. You have every right to be pissed right now. The father and family have every right to be pissed. And I hope they are. The Indian citizen was already a felon when he killed the boy. Oh, lovely. Oh, isn't that just lovely? He had a 2016 felony DUI. Oh, another one. Huh. Which makes his latest offense a felony, according to charging documents filed in Superior Court of California, Fresno. Just shows you how dog shit California is. Yet California released this person on bail after his latest DUI. Yeah, that's you might be going, no freaking way. Welcome to California, folks, where you get away with everything. He was let out on $72,000 bail. Oh wow, they actually made it a cash bail. Normally it's just you just get let out with no cash. Wow. This dude commits 2 DUIs. Holy shit. So, and the 45,500 court documents show Maverick would 100% be alive today if the government had deported him back in 2016 after his first felony. Absolutely correct. He said the country is not at all better for having him here. In contrast to the promise showed by Maverick, a gifted athlete, advanced student, and godly son. I mean, it's terrible. It is heartbreaking. But this is what happens. And it goes on and on. Look at this. What does it take to be deported? The father asked. Maverick's father, he killed a kid. He's got an expired visa, no driver's license, 2 DUIs, a third that should have been a DUI but was lowered. Yeah, sounds like our DA here. And he's still able to live here? It's beyond frustrating. Well, yeah, Scott, because this is what happens when Democrats run a state. This is what happens when Democrats run the federal government, brother. And I don't know if you're a Democrat or Republican. And honestly, I truthfully don't really care. I care about who you vote for. But this is where voting matters, because this is the type of stuff that happens to Americans. Sadly, your son's not the only one to have this have happened to him. Entire families have been destroyed by a drunk driver that's a legal immigrant. Entire families have been shot and murdered by illegal immigrants. You just don't hear about it because the media never covers it. Thank God you have the Daily Wire here that's willing to do their job. So this is what's taking place at our southern border. This is what's taking place in states like California, Texas, Arizona, all the way across the United States. And Joe Biden doesn't want to do anything about it. All the while he'll tell you he will. So that's what's happening. Before I lose my you-know-what, let's go on to a story that I think is a little bit different than illegal immigration here. And that's Tesla. We got Tesla robot pictured folding laundry just months after technology was revealed. Folks, this is some iRobot stuff with Will Smith. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because you have these lefties out there, and sometimes they're conservative Republicans too. I shouldn't just point towards the left and Democrat Party on this. But they keep going, well, we're not making a living wage doing fast food and being a door greeter at Walmart, you know, or studying lesbian dance theory at the universities. We're not making a living wage. I've always said you're going to price yourself out of the market, keep driving up the cost, because people aren't going to want to buy a $16 BLT that we covered here last week on the show. People aren't going to want to buy a burger, fry, and soda that's also been downsized for $21.23. Yeah, you heard that, $21.23 for a combo number one in the state of California for some things. People are going to be fed up with it. They're not going to want to do it. People like me, I'll just make the damn burger here myself. So you know what? You're going to price yourself out of the market because you got AI exponentially getting next level. Watch till you guys see this video. This is a freaking robot folding laundry. Now, can you imagine where things are going to be at in 5 or 10 years? Like I said, they're already putting in fully automated franchises right now in Southern California. They're also testing in the state of Texas. Elon Musk showcased a video of Tesla robot folding a shirt just a few months short after both the menial task and robot technology was revealed. Months, not years, months. The robots, called Tesla Optimus, are described as general purpose, bipedal, and humanoid robots that are capable of performing tasks that are unsafe, repetitive, or boring. We got video of it. We got video. We're going to roll it here. Let's do it. Optimus is now capable of self-calibrating its arms and legs, it says. Look at this thing. Isn't that wild? Using only vision and joint position encoders, it can precisely do something. I missed it. But accurately calibrated, Optimus learns various tasks more efficiently. Look at this thing. Its neural net runs entirely on board using only vision. This is an AI, meaning this isn't like artificially created in terms of like what we're watching. This is a real robot. For example, it can sort these blocks by color fully autonomously. And it does so while dealing with the dynamic reality of our world. It's sped up a little bit, but folks, this is months. This isn't years, it's not decades, it's months. Look at this. I hope you all enjoy getting paid $15, $20 an hour in the state of California because this thing's gonna take your job. And you know what? Because you didn't want to take the necessary steps to create some sort of skill that's been elevated, you're just going to lose your job. Look at this thing. Look at this thing, folks. Give yourself 10 years. Look how far we've come in 30 years. 10 years? Are you insane? I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I could not believe what I was watching. I go eat at a sushi place locally, and there's a robot that delivers my drink, you guys. I'm still to this day feel like I'm living in Star Wars watching this thing bring my drink to my table. I order from my table. The thing brings my freaking drink to my table. No, don't worry. Hey, rise up the wages all you want, people, because you don't understand how economics works. You don't understand how freaking business works. This sucker here, this sucker's going to pay for itself in 1 year. And you don't really, I mean, you'll have insurance costs on it, I'm sure. But this thing is going to pay for itself and be running a long time, a long time. I'm not saying things are going to get cheaper, but I think it'll like at least keep the cost steady. So the bot made their first big reveal on May 2023 and were shown walking around and learning about the real world like 6 months ago. At the same time, a group of scientists and robotic engineers developed a robot that can learn an individual's cleaning habits and techniques to properly organize their living space and throw out waste. The Tidy Bot included input from Princeton, Stanford, and Columbia University engineers, along with help from Google. Oh my God. One of the engineers posted about the technology as early as May 2023. So this is happening, folks. Here's the video clip of this thing freaking folding laundry. If I could actually pull it up here, folding laundry. It's taking it out of the basket. Am I the only one that's like super impressed with this technology? Like, you might go, well, that's not perfect. Folks, do you understand what goes into this? Dude, maybe I'm just making too much of it, but this is like the most astonishing thing to me in the world, because you're talking about entire industries just evaporating. Now, there'll be people that'll still be there, you know, try to service the customer in some way, shape, or form, but instead of having 10 employees, say, run a restaurant, now you got one. Now you got one. That maybe manages it a little bit. You know, if the robots go down, you can sit there and replace it, you know, plug the damn thing in. Hell, I don't know. Pretty soon they're just going to be able to plug themselves in. But if they're folding laundry right now, and it's just the start of 2024, folks, you're getting into some crazy stuff, because I've seen these things cook. I've seen these things take stuff out of refrigerators, full-fledged cooking meals for you. So we are getting in the realm of iRobot. The engineering team said that their approach achieved 91% accuracy rating on unseen objects in their scenarios. In real-world applicants, the robot reportedly accurately put away 85% of the objects. So when organizing a home, everyone has unique preferences for where things go. How can household robots learn your preferences from just a few examples? This thing is watching you and learning from you, folks. We are getting into the realm, I think, in the next 20 or 30 years for sure, where Tesla's going to be able to have a robot in your home that cleans full-time, cooks full-time. So if you have a maid service or a butler, see you later. If you're working at Nordstrom, Kohl's, folding clothes and putting them back, your job gone. Running a cash register, gone. Flipping a burger, gone. Flipping whatever, gone. Waitress, hostess, gone. Hey, you know what? A lot of people go, that's a little extreme. If I don't have to deal with people, that is great. That is great. Now that's all. Look, when you're calling a company up and you got that automation, yeah, I'm right there with you. Then it freaking sucks. I need a person on the phone. But there are a lot of things that I just don't want to deal with people. If I can go to a self-checkout line and scan the damn thing myself, I do that all the time. All the time. I just don't want to deal with people. People are knuckleheads. So there you have it, folks. That's the episode for today. Hope it gave you a little bit of a roller coaster, right? We started a little bit with House Republicans here. House Republicans acting like, you know, I can't say it on the air, but acting like babies, getting slapped upside the head and don't want to do anything about it. We got my buddy's book here. Please support it, folks. The link is in the description down below. Again, you are supporting a fellow American patriot. This man is a good father, Christian, trying to get a book series going, a book that you could read to your son or daughter that teaches them about sharing, talks to them about patience, and it's going to be things that you can actually utilize and a safe book to actually read to your son or daughter. So check that out as well. That's going to be a series. And then obviously you have what's going on with legal immigration here. You got Texas button heads with the federal government. The federal government says they're trying to fix it when they're not, and all these other things. And lastly, we got Tesla freaking robots, folks. We got robots folding laundry, doing house chores. Look at that, doing some sort of Karate Kid move. Wild things happening in our world right now. And we'll make sure we keep you updated as 2024 goes on. Election year, folks. Make sure you get out and vote. And regardless, whoever that is, Trump, Vivek Ramaswamy, hell, I'm sure there might be some Democrats in here who vote for Joe again, which, you know, I don't understand it, but heck, you have the right to vote. You have the right to voice your opinion. Freedom of speech here. Folks, love you to death. Leave us a comment down below. Who do you think Trump's VP pick should be? Or who do you think just the VP pick in general should be? Vivek, Ron DeSantis, Scott, Tim Cotton, heck, whoever it is, Nikki Haley. Let us know in the comment section below. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow here on the